A lot of your songs are really, I can tell that they come from a real place in you to be able to put a language in the way that you have your lyrics written. For me, I can just tell that, maybe I'm wrong, but I can feel like, oh, this came from an experienced place.
I mean, no, absolutely. While I've never been married, I've definitely been through a bunch of breakups in my life, and it's some of this stuff is from that, but I think some of it, music has always been something that's just been a way for me to deal with hard things in life. And so it's always been a form of therapy, whether I'm listening to it or when I became more of a writer, it became a way to kind of deal with stuff that I didn't know how to otherwise. So
Yeah.
I think that's what you're picking up on is me sort of processing things that are really hard for me to process and trying to maintain hope through all of it is just a big
Mhm.
theme with me as a person. And I think I
Mm.
hope that comes through in the songs.
It really does. I love what you said there, trying to maintain hope through it. And it, I'm assuming, is, tell me if I'm wrong, the challenges, like you said, some of the breakups, relationally or just in life. I really
Yeah,
resonate.
losing people,
Yeah.
life just being hard,
Yeah.
things it's you live long enough, you deal with plenty of different kinds of things that life throws at you. And I think it's important not to just like act like it's not affecting you, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I think it's also important to have some sort of outlet where it's not just taking over all parts of your life. And it's nice for me to
Yep.
have this place to put it, like in the song, so I can also be present in my life otherwise.
Absolutely. Well, it's a gift that you have, and it's beautiful songs, and I've appreciated listening to them.
You're listening to the Empowered Divorce Podcast, where you practice being the chooser in your life again, one day at a time. Thanks for joining me.
Okay, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So, first, hi, Brian. This is Brian. I have Brian Wolff with me. He is a guitarist, a singer, a songwriter, and you are based here in Austin with me in Texas. You were born, I read, in upstate New York.
Yes, I was. So technically grew up in Appalachian, New York, which is outside of Binghamton.
Okay.
If you know what either of those things are, that's awesome. Bonus points for you. But no, it was a great place to grow up, but kind of had to find my way and to get bigger music city if I really wanted to make a career out of it. So ended up in Austin.
And there's Austin. And it's Music City. If you ever come to the Austin airport, I was just in the airport last weekend, and there's always a band playing, and right there in the airport.
Saying there's 8 stages.
It's crazy. It's crazy. If you've ever been,
so
it's
cool.
it's very fun. Makes it a very fun airport.
Yes.
And your music style is that like classic rock, 90s, a little bit of bluesy type style. So I love all of that. Very cool. But what people don't know, so how in the world does Amy have Wolff come on her podcast? Okay. And I love this story. So one of my favorite things to do in our area is go to the I want to say food market. It's not
the farmer's market.
Farmer's market.
Yeah.
Thank you. I kept thinking food market.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is go to the farmer's market. And I had gone to the farmer's market like I always do on Saturday morning off Lakeline. And they always have someone playing music. And which is one of the reasons why I love going, because I love music. Just the vibe, right? That someone playing gives that farmer's market. So cool. So Austin. I freaking love it. It's just a whole thing in the morning that I would go and do. You happen to be there playing one of these Saturdays.
Yeah. That's a fun
And
thing.
oh my gosh. And so, well, you're too big for your britches now. So you're not but you were there, and I was listening, and I was chilling, and I was eating my gluten-free donut and having my coffee on the curb, just listening to the music. And there's been a lot of different players that have been there, great players. But this one particular song you played, and I was listening, and I had an emotional response to the song. It hit me. I felt it. And I immediately thought about my own story, but my women, the women that listen to this podcast, the women that I work with that are my clients. It just resonated with me. And I approached you and I was like, dude, this is an amazing song. I want it. This is so cool.
I mean, it was a cool moment because in a gig like that, sometimes you wonder if anybody's really like hearing it. It's sometimes people get into it and they respond, but other times it's like they're there to get their stuff from the farmer's market.
Yeah.
But for someone like you to connect to one of the songs so deeply, it was such a special moment. So it was
very cool
both
for
of
me
us.
too. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we kind of played some back and forth with conversation, and life just kind of gets in the way. But I have followed, like I said before, followed your journey and your career because we became friends on Instagram. And so I get these updates and see you're performing more and your tour list got bigger and longer. It's just been very, very cool. And I thought, okay, before he gets too big, I need to have him on. I wanted you to be a part of this summer song series with 2 songs today. Hopefully we can get to 2, but really this song that stood out to me, and it's called The Punch. If you have the lyrics, you probably have them memorized, but I would love for you to, in your voice, your tone, can you just read the lyrics for everyone?
It's fun. It's a little bit harder to do off the top of my head without my guitar with me. Hold on. Let me pull.
Oh, I bet that makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
You're like, hands need to start. You can pretend.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I don't want to mess it up. Hold on. Just start from the top.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm going to beat him to the punch. I'm going to beat him to the punch. They can't bring me down if I'm already under the ground. I'm going to try to make them laugh. I'm going to try to make them laugh because a laughing man's got nothing to say about me. They're judging only by what they can see. This behavior goes way back to ancient history. I hope one day I'll find a way to be free. I know I can't change them. All I can change is me. I'm going to stick to the master plan once I come up with a master plan. That was such a fun line to write.
Yes.
It's hard to know how to deal with this sort of thing. I'm going to try not to care, but it's so hard not to care. So I'll just go my own way and hope that they go theirs. They're judging only by what they can see. This behavior goes way back to ancient history. I hope one day I'll find a way to be free. I know I can't change them. All I can change is me. But I don't have to live this way. No, I don't have to live this way. No, I don't have to live this way. It won't always be this way. I can unclench my fists and reach out my hand. I can plant my flag and find my place to stand.
It does it to me every time. That very end right there. I want to talk about every freaking line, but just the emotion that I still feel on that line right there. I can unclench my fists and reach out my hand. That is the most scariest thing to do. And whatever the situation is, whatever the experience is, for me, that holding on and bracing and armoring and not breathing and not living and just all the things, but just that imagery of clinch, 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 and how scary that is to stop and to let go and even reach out my hand. Like, that is scary to even reach out. What am I reaching out to? I might get hurt again. So I want to go back to clinching and bracing and armoring. And anyways, just, I can plant my flag of freedom. I can plant my flag of strength and stand in that place. So just the way that you even ended that is where I feel like the emotion just keeps flowing for me. But whoo,
I'm like getting like tingly right now, just like hearing you talk about it. It's really, really nice. It's interesting. I mean, like, it's, as a songwriter, sometimes I wonder if I should talk about like what exactly a song is about, because there is something beautiful about you being able to apply it to this situation, right? And if I reveal what I wrote it about, does that make you feel like, oh, I was wrong?
no,
Okay,
no,
good, yeah.
because I know your story. Because
Yeah.
you had told me before where it came from. So
Yeah.
dive into that. Tell us,
Yeah.
your story.
It was pretty interesting. So I had a podcast myself in 2020. It was sort of a way to try to stay creative and stay active when I didn't really know how to do that as a musician in that crazy time. But I had people on, just different creatives, come on to Zoom and talk to me about how they make what they make, right? And these comedians came on, and both of them had a very similar story. Kim Stacy and Becky Joe Neal. They're both Austin comedians. And they told me something really interesting in that, like, as a kid, they would get bullied a lot. And they started telling jokes and became people who valued jokes because they would say these jokes to beat them to it. Because if they can make them laugh, then nothing hurt. And so when they talked about that on the podcast, I really thought about my own experience as a kid, like being a little heavier set, getting picked on and stuff, and how much it just seemed to like matter so much then. Like it just hurt so much, and it was just a whole really difficult thing to go through. And then realizing, like, if I could talk to myself back then again, just like there is another side to this. You're not always going to be living in this. And I think that was really where it came from. But when I did go through a tough breakup, I heard my own song in a different way. The day after that breakup, I remember playing this song out and feeling like a weight was off, and like that there was some lines that really resonated in a different way, even though I didn't initially write it about that.
Yeah. Well, just bullying is abusive, right? Destructive behavior. It's abusive, power, control over. And the majority of my clients, betrayal trauma comes with a level of abusive behavior, destructive behavior in of itself. And so I think that's why it resonates so much, is that it came from that place of being harmed and usurped power over in some way, right? Someone's own entitlement, feeling helpless, powerless. And I think that's where a lot of this resonates. But this line about not being able to change other people, only myself, how did you arrive at that realization? And was it freeing or frustrating at first?
I think it's kind of one of those things, like I think it's always a goal, right? For me at least, to try to really just not concern myself with things I can't control, right? There's that whole thing, and it's so much easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's a goal, and I think more than anything, it's like a thing that I should try to do, was think that way. It's like I can't change them, all I can change is me. I don't know if it's something that, it's not like that's me saying like, yes, I'm perfect at this thing, which it's just really hard. I mean, it's like, I think it brings me to the Four Agreements. I don't know if you ever really read that book, but it's a really special one to me. But it's like, don't take anything personally is one of them that comes up a lot. And it's just, I relate it to sort of this, like it's not really about you at all. A lot of this stuff, it's about stuff that they're going through, that they're lashing out on you about, and it's a whole thing. And I think it kind of goes back to just like, I can't control this, so what can I control? And I think that is freeing in a lot of ways when I really try to lean into that thought. Even if it is just like writing a song, if that is something that I can do to make myself feel better and be in a better place to support people around me or whatever.
Yeah. It's one of the hardest freaking lessons ever
Yeah.
to learn.
Still learning it.
That you can't control certain aspects. And I think every year that goes by in my life, I feel like I'm learning even more of what I thought I was controlling. And now I'm like, oh shit, can't control that either.
Nope.
And it's another layer of realization and self-awareness. But with that, like you're saying, when you lean into it, there is freedom that comes on the other side of that. And I think that resonates in your song as well. So yeah, that line, just not being able to change other people, huge one. And on the tail end of that, the judging piece where, oh my gosh, where people judging only by what they can see on the surface. Now, where this went for me, where it landed for me in that farmer's market, was how divorcing this person that still looked like the nice guy, divorcing this person that had that mask on, and people were still believing it. People didn't want to believe the abuse story. People didn't want to believe the awful that was my story, was my experience. And so they're judging because of what they can only see externally, but they have no idea what my experience was. And this is a really common frustration. It creates a lot of rage because you just want to be like, no, like you don't really know what is really going on there. I guess the question for you is, and I know you shared where this song came from, but I don't know, you want to talk more about those experiences where you felt misjudged. You already shared feeling growing up and bullied because of it. But I don't know, anything more to add to that piece?
Yeah, I think it's just finding a way to like find your value outside of how people see you. I think that that's a really big thing for me to do in my own journey, and like finding things that I really like about myself that just maybe aren't on the surface. That I think that's been really important, and I think even just finding like the joy in writing songs and people connecting with them and things like that's all stuff that you can't look at me at the coffee shop and see that. That's just it's a very different kind of side of me that's not visible. And I also think like another thought that I think helps me and is I think most people, at least like in adulthood, aren't really thinking about you at all.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
so a lot of that's like sort of in your own head of like the judgments and the things like that. I think it's they're thinking about themselves and like their own journey and their own path. And I think it's and like maybe the few people in their families or whatever.
Mhm.
It's like just do your thing because nobody really is paying attention anyways.
Right? Well, it reminds me of the line, where was it? I'm gonna try not to care, but it's so hard to not care.
Yeah,
Right? Like, and I find myself doing that to even to this day, caring what maybe someone thinks but I'm trying really hard not to do that because it takes you out of, again, your control bubble, your agency, your power in place. But that's such part of the process. Whether you're going through a breakup, whether you're dealing with family relations, whatever the situation is, I feel like that line resonates no matter what.
yeah.
Trying so hard not to care of external things.
It's really hard. Yeah,
So hard.
and it's just these are all things that I'm like trying to constantly get better at. But I
Mhm.
think it's like also just it's good to like talk about these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually, if it's okay, I'm going to run through a couple of these lines and just talk about how how I see this resonating with my listeners and then just jump in with whatever's coming up for you. Is that okay?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay. So the line that I love. I'm going to stick to the master plan once I come up with a master.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that one. That's just great. That's fantastic.
That usually like gets a giggle out of people.
Right? Because here's the thing. We all want a master plan. We all want the list. We all want the checklist to healing, or we all want the thing that's going to make this hard thing go away. We're all going to want. I just, even like sometimes the believers, like sometimes we want to go, okay, God, what's the freaking plan here, right? What is this all about? Tell me. And then maybe I can make peace with it. Or maybe it doesn't hurt so bad. Just tell me the master plan. And then it's like, there isn't one. I don't have one. Where is it? I don't know. That's just a very validating line there. I
Good.
feel like throwing your hands up in the air. I don't even know. It's hard to know how to deal with this sort of thing. Absolutely. Going to try not to care, but it's hard not to care. So I'll just go my own way and hope that they go theirs. There is that element I see a lot of times in divorce or breakups, separations. There is that part that is trying to, I use the analogy of breaking the ropes, right? Untying the ropes, letting go of the rope. There's in relationships so many entanglement ropes that we still pick up or we still hold on to or we still get yanked around by. And I think there's this level of push and pull that I feel in that line. I want to go my way and please just go yours.
Yeah, it's a hope. It's in the context of bullying, it's like I hope they don't come back around and keep bullying me, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I think like in a relationship, right, it's like I hope they don't like if it's done and you're out and you don't want to see that, you don't want that to happen again, then you hope that they don't text you or call you.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's a part of you that wants that, but like overarching, like that's like the whole like I'm moving on from this.
Yes. Yes.
I
And it's
think-
frustrating when you can't, when those that are, again, post-separation abuse is such a thing. And so it's like, just go your own way. I don't need to go mine. And a lot of people that have kids, they can't. And so anyways, there's a lot of
totally.
relatability in that line. They're judging, again, they're judging by what they can see. This behavior goes back to ancient history. Oh my gosh. Again, just that this person's been acting this way forever, but y'all can't see it. No one's seeing it. you're seeing this other version. And there's just so much there in that. I hope one day I'll find a way to be free. And I'm just going to read the end because the ending from here on out, this is what just gets me. I hope one day I can find a way. I'll find a way to be free. I know I can't change them. All I can change is me, but I don't have to live this way. I don't have to live this way. I don't. I love how you repeat that. It won't always be this way. I find it lyrically beautiful to change it from, no, I don't have to it won't always. There's a shift in perspective, I feel like, in those two lines that leads to how you end it. It won't always be this way. And then maybe I can unclench my fist and maybe I can reach out and connect again and love again and hope again. And if I can do that, then maybe I can actually stand in my own power. And that ends with that I can plant my flag and find my place to stand. Just beautiful.
Thank you. I think the "it won't always be this way" line is more of like a, I'm so sure at this point. Like, it's kind of like it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. And then it's like, it won't be like this. Which
Yeah.
is, I think a shift, like you're saying. And I think it's one of those things that just, that line felt really important to repeat as sort of like a mantra of just like, I think you just really need to hear this line. Like, it's, there's a few lines that repeat in this song.
Yeah.
Master plan, the try not to care thing. And it's it's sort of a theme that kind of comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's just something about repeating a line like that that's really like a message of just like, this is really like what I'm trying to get across. I think there's something about that feels like it needed to be said a bunch.
Yep. Well, I love it. All right. Here is the song "The Punch" by Brian Wolff.
I'm gonna beat 'em to the punch. I'm gonna beat 'em to the punch. 'Cause they can't bring me down if I'm already under the ground. I'm gonna try to make 'em laugh. I'm gonna try to make 'em laugh. 'Cause the laughing man's got nothing to say about me. They're judging only by what they can see. This behavior goes way back to ancient history. I hope one day I'll find a way to be free. I know I can't change them. All I can change is me. I'm gonna stick to the master plan. Once I come up with a master plan, it's hard to know just how to deal with this sort of thing. I'm gonna try not to care, but it's so hard not to care. So I just go my own way and hope that they go theirs. They're judging only by what they can see. This behavior goes way back into ancient history. I hope one day I'll find a way to be free. I know I can't change them. All I can change is me. But I don't have to live this way. No, I don't have to live this way. No, I don't have to live this way. It won't always be this way. I can unclench my fist and reach out my hand. I can plant my flag and find my place to stand. All right. Thank you.
Let's shift to the next song that I chose. I told you before we hit record. Ladies, my playlist that is linked to every one of these episodes for playlist, the Healing Journey playlist, I have uploaded a lot of his songs that I like in that playlist. But obviously, go check out all of his songs and see what ones resonate with you. There were too many for me to choose. There's one in there that is uploaded. Those of you that are in the dating stage, there's a song in there that you're just gonna have to go listen to. I think it just really speaks to what I remember going through dating.
Sometimes I like to say before I play that song, I'm like, this song, it's a little mysterious on how I feel about dating apps. See if you can tell how I feel when you hear it. And then it's like the first line is, it's such wasted time swiping left and swiping right.
Right? Seriously.
Yeah.
I just did my dating workshop a couple of weeks ago, and by the time this airs will be in June.
Yeah.
My dating within workshop, and oh my gosh, yeah, that's what they talk about. Like, it's such a waste of time. How does this even worth it?
I don't think I'm going to get a Bumble sponsorship anytime soon. Just see. Yeah.
No. Oh, shoot. I love it. Anyways, a lot of songs in there. Go check them out. But this next one I ultimately landed on to have you come and talk about is called Let Go. So again, if you don't mind, I'll have you read the lyrics instead of me reading them.
Sure. All right. When you're in the dark, all that you can find, haunted memories of what you can't leave behind. Cracked mirrors can make you think there's something wrong with you. Past demons can take you out if you don't let them pass through. Oh, let go. Oh, let go. Here's another new day, another hill to climb. They say it's never too late, but there's only so much time. Can't you feel the hours fading faster than before? So stop living a half life, start living some more. Oh, let go. Oh, let go. Easier said than done, I know. Oh, let go. And then it repeats. I just want you to heal. I just want you to live a better life from here. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for anyone. I just want you to live a better life from here. And then it switches to, we just want you to heal. We just want you to live a better life from here. Don't do it for us. Don't do it for anyone. We just want you to live a better life from here. We just want you to heal. We just want you to live a better life from here. Don't do it for us. Don't do it for anyone. We just want you to live. We just want you to live.
This one gets me too on so many different levels, but can you just tell, I mean, this feels like it's written both from or to someone else and as a note to yourself, but what were you picturing?
So
This.
someone that I'm really close with, I haven't told her that this is about her, so I think she'll probably listen to this. So, but someone that I was close with or am close with was just going through something really hard with something that happened at work, and just like every time I saw her, she just kept talking about it, and it was just something that like she's moving on to a new job and moving on from that job and still talking about that, and like even a year later still like kind of just hung up on it. And I'm like, I don't want to see you live the rest of your life hung up on this. And it was like almost every time we would talk, it would come up. And it just became this thing of just like, I thought about how that happens and how much pain she was going through to have that kind of take over so many conversations in her life, how much I just wanted to take that away for her. And it's frustrating because there's no real way to do that. You can't really make someone move on from something, even though you want it so bad. You want them to be free of the being caught up in whatever it is. It's that feeling of wanting to support someone and not really knowing how to do that, but just wanting to so bad.
Yep.
And I think that's really what I was trying to get across with this song.
Boy, did you ever. And it's from a betrayed partner's perspective, dealing with someone that's struggling with addiction in any level. And you see the hold that it has on them. this fixer part, this wanting to rescue, help, free them up because it would help you, it help the relationship. But I can really resonate with that. I know my listeners can resonate with that. And so even on like twofold, right? Just where you want them to let go of this vice that has such a hold on them, but the let go part of the radical acceptance of kind of what you're touching on there. I want them to let it go, but I have to let go of trying to get them to let it go.
Yeah.
Right?
There's that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just so much more life to live. And I think the more someone is caught up in something, and like you can't tell someone, that's not worth being caught up in. That's not how you handle it, right? But you can see it from the outside of like, man, if you could just let this thing slide, if you could just let it be in the past. If there's some way to do that, then I think you could get more out of your days. And there's only so many of those.
Right.
So I think that's, I don't know.
Well, you're right. And what you really outlines, I think, very real, tangible ways that we get stuck in that. So right out of the gate, when you're in the dark and all you can find is of haunted memories of what you can't leave behind. But this line, cracked mirrors, can make you think there's something wrong with you. Shit, that line right there is why I decided to do this particular song for this episode, because it has a real way that a lot of us as humans get stuck. Is how we see ourselves in the situation or in the relationship, in the harm. It's a beautiful line that gives such a good visual, but cracked mirrors make you think that something's wrong with you. And doesn't that keep you stuck?
Yeah. And I can think of relationship stuff, right? Where someone made me think something about myself, or, where like I've always considered myself a pretty nice, generous person. And I've had an ex before kind of make me feel like I'm not. And that's kind of something I've always taken pride in myself for. And it's such an interesting thing when someone like that you care about so much plants an idea like that in your head, that maybe you're not the person that you think you are, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And while there may be some validation sometimes to that, if it's coming from a place of trying to help you grow, there's other times when it's just hurtful, when it's just something that sticks with you. And I think it changes the way you see yourself, which I think is what I'm thinking about now in the context of relationships and divorce and recovering from that. Is that those things that are said or the way someone made you feel about yourself just being really hard to shake sometimes.
So hard to shake. You recognize in your friend, if the ways that we see ourselves, right, through the cracked mirror, cracked lens, view ourselves because of that experience, however we experienced it, that next line of past demons can take you out if you don't let them pass through, can beautiful. And man, do I ever see that play out in my line of work. Sheesh. If we don't heal those wounds and make that shift, letting go is one way we do that. And even how you say pass through, I'm saying that all the time with somatic work, right? We have to let it pass through us, or if it sticks, this is what autoimmune, chronic illness, pain start to take hold. If we don't do that work, those demons show up in our body.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people try to pretend that they're not there and that nothing like that is affecting them, and it's just, I think that's when it can get really bad. But I think it's one of those things, if you just accept that they're there and try to work through it and let them pass through, let them arrive, like the dark thoughts that you have or like the hard thoughts that you have about your relationship and yourself and things, like you can't just shove them down. You have to feel them. You have to let them happen. And then I think work through them.
Yeah.
It's interesting the way my therapist puts it is like, and I am in therapy, it's something that's really important to me, but there's dials, right? I think she puts it in a really cool way. There's all these kind of speakers that you can control, right? And that voice in your, like that one voice that's like, maybe you're not so good, or maybe you can't just be like, it's not there. You just turn it down.
Yeah.
Turn up the other ones that maybe are a little bit more hopeful or helpful to you. And I
Yep.
think it's easier said than done, all of this, right? But it's just something to try to do.
Yeah. Well, fantastic therapist, to use an analogy that you can relate to with speakers and sound, and
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that. One other thing that I feel to go along with what you're saying, it has to, in this line, process has to move through. You're an example of how to use creativity and your gift, talent, skill to help it move through. I just want to let that land too, that I'm a huge proponent of therapy and coaching, but also what are some ways that each of us can help this move through us? And you're doing that by the music that you write, the lyrics that you write, the way that you express, and can't help but feel like
Yeah.
that's another way that you're letting it move through you.
I think there's a lot of versions of it, right? Even if music isn't your thing, like maybe just journaling, I think that could be really helpful. I think writing poetry. I think, God, there's so many things.
Right?
I find there's so many things other than only just blasting at your friends about it all the time, which, like, your friends, they want to be there for you and all this stuff. But I don't know. It's not that I don't want to bother them with it. When I need them, I need them. But it's nice to find other ways where I can just be present for them and be someone that I can be present for my family and friends. So I work out some of these other things in other ways.
Yeah. I think it's
So,
healthy. It's really, really healthy to do that way. The line after, here's another new day, another hill to climb. When I heard that lyric, the memory for me of after my divorce, single mom, 4 kids, now responsible for providing for them. And literally, literally the moment my eyes opened that next day, it feels like that hill. The whole day is going to be just a effing hill to climb. And where it was just like, okay, just move one leg out of the bed. Okay, just move the next leg out of the bed. Okay, just stand up out of the bed. Okay, just walk to the bathroom. And just that just moving one leg is a hill. And just really felt that's what came up for me in that line and what you say afterwards. It's very validating.
yeah, it's a whole thing that recovering from something difficult is a daily process. And some days that hill seems a lot bigger than others.
Yep, it really does. And then when you say easier said than done,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah, I feel like I've said that a few times in this interview so far because it's just a big thing, right? It's like we all have these aspirations and thoughts about healing and all these things. But yeah, it ain't easy.
no, it's really not. It's really not. Let me look. I think there was another question that I wanted to have. I'm kind of going off the cuff here. I talked about the crack mirror. Well, okay. I don't necessarily, based on what you're telling me in terms of what was behind the writing of this song, but this ending, we just want you to heal. We just want you to live a better life from here. Don't do it for us. Don't do it for anyone. We just want you to live a better life from here. But going down further, we just want you to live. 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 Again, when you repeat lines, it's for a reason, I feel like. There's some intention there. And so for me, what came up is my own experiences of suicidal ideation and not wanting to live, not knowing if I can live through what I was going through, and having people that you trust and love want you to live sometimes is the only reason why we live. And that's what came up for me in that line. I know that's probably way more intense than you intended to write it, but there's a real power there. Like, we just want you to live and live in the sense of just be alive, but also, like you were saying, live free, live happy, don't be tied to this past experience where you're ruminating and stuck in it. So much there.
I think so. If it reaches out in a way that makes people feel like there is that line, then we just want you to live. If that touches people in that way, that's amazing. Yeah, I think from my perspective, it's it is just about like really just like being free of the thing. But I think it's there is that I have had that thought of just, I wonder if that could be thought of as trying to convince someone not to commit suicide. But and I
Yes.
could totally see, obviously, we just want you to live is feels like it's that line. And I think that's kind of wrapped up within this for sure, of just, you don't
Yeah.
want someone to go down this dark path and stay down it and do something they can't come back from.
Right.
So,
Right. Whether that's the experience your friend had that keeps her stuck just from living a happier life, a more free life, to getting out of a relationship, a divorce, and not knowing how to live after that.
yeah.
That's how do I live? How do I live my life? I've been married for 30 years or in a relationship for all this time. And how do I live single? There's just, I think, a lot of nuance to that lyric, but it's a powerful one. And I think that's why it stands out. The way that we live our life, the choice. I end every episode with, you're the chooser in your life and you can create the life that you want because you can. This is why it resonates with me so much, because again, like we started our conversation with that first song of, oh my gosh, you can't control people. You can only control you. And if that's true, how are you going to choose to live? How do you want to create your life? Because you're the one that has to live it.
Yeah.
How do you want to live it?
That's it. And I think just trying to be encouraging of someone finding that is,
Mhm.
I think when I think about what the meaning of life is, I think it is just trying to help people. And I don't know if there's that much more than that to it. I think there's something about the idea that like maybe if this song could be something that helps someone who's going through a hard time like this, then that's amazing. It's important to just let people know that you're there. Even sometimes that's all you can do. I think that's really what this song is supposed to be. Just
Mhm.
like, hey, you're not alone. We care.
Yeah.
I think there's also some power in community within it. There's a shift from, and I think you had this in your email to me about this song, but there's a shift from I want you to heal to we want you to heal. And
Yes.
it's also everybody starts singing in that second one. The first one is
Yeah.
just me singing. So it's a very intentional thing of just like, at first it's just like me just being like, come on, it's going to be okay. Let's move on from I'm here for you, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like this whole thing of we're here for you.
Mhm.
Community's here for you. And there's something really valuable in that too, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As you're talking, I'm thinking about this friend that you wrote the song for. What a way to see her. We all want to be seen in whatever experience we're experiencing. And you really saw her, and that compassion, that wanting for her something different. I don't know. As you were talking, I'm like, golly, that's powerful individually to see people where they're at and for who they are and where they can be, but in a community to be seen. It goes to basic attachment theory. So
Yeah,
makes sense why that's so important.
absolutely.
So that's really beautiful for, I would imagine, for her to be seen in that way. Enough to have
Yeah.
someone write a song about it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think she really does like the song. So,
So good. That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, okay.
Too bad
So
she didn't.
you're like, sorry. So with this song, the ones we've talked about, any other songs, what do you want people to know who are listening to your songs, your music, maybe just a little bit more about your heart behind it?
Yeah, I think something that's there consistently is that hope element. And I think that's just a really important thing to hold on to. And it's not even something that I always intentionally put in songs. I just think it's there. I think there's something that reflects hopefully me as a person, right? It's just there's
Yeah.
a light at the end of the tunnel always. And but I also think it's important to talk about these things and talk about that things are hard and difficult to deal with, and let's not pretend they're not. But I think it's okay to dive into these things, but also recognize that we don't have to stay in the darkness. There is going to be something that makes things better. And sometimes it's just, I think there's a lot of things out there that make us feel like we have to live in the darkest parts of our mind. Like this, I think the media always tells us things are just going terribly or they're going great, depending on which media you're watching. And I think there's a little bit of everything that's true and a little bit of everything that's false. But I think if there's anything that you can find within yourself to kind of keep going, keep that light on, that's really what I'm trying to get across.
You do. That's why I gravitate towards your music, even in songs that validate the heart and validate the sticky pieces in life. There is always that element of hope, of healing in the way that you write. You said it beautifully. It reflects the work that I think you personally do. And so hearing that you go to therapy, I'm like, oh, there we go. That
Yeah,
I'm a big believer, but
I think that's really helpful when it comes to songwriting, actually. I think it's helped me really get in touch with who I am and how I think about things. And so.
No, it really makes sense because the way that you phrase things and some of the light, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, so that
Cool.
makes sense why I resonate with it a lot.
Cool.
Well, okay. You are touring more than just Austin City. So I'm going to also put a link in the show notes to different areas that you're touring now for you Texas listeners. I mean, lucky you, a little bit closer to go and see you. Put that link on there. I'm just going to let you wrap up with anything else that you feel like you want to share or is important to share. Again, just knowing the listeners and the majority of those listeners are and what they're going through. What do you want them to know?
I think just that it's important to just keep going. I think whatever it is, there has to be, there is some kind of light. And I think it's not always easy to find it. And it can seem really dark. And then it just seems to get a little bit better one day. And then a little bit better. And then a little bit better. And I think there's reasons to believe in the future. So.
There's reasons to believe in a future. I love that.
Yeah.
No, I do. That wraps up with what I say of, as you're the chooser in your life, if you believe that, you do get to create that life and what that looks like. What that future looks like, because you absolutely can.
Yes, you can.
So, thank you
Definitely.
so much.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure, for real.
Such a wonderful conversation. Thanks again to Brian for joining me and sharing his songs. We're going to wrap up today's episode with the last song, Let Go.
When you're in the dark, all that you can find, haunted memories, what you can't leave behind. Cracked mirrors can make you think there's something wrong with you. Past demons can take you out if you don't let them pass through. Another hill to climb. They say it's never too late, but there's only so much time. Can't you feel the hours fading faster than before? So stop living a half-life and start living some more. I just want you to heal. I just want you to live a better life from here. But don't do it for me. Don't do it for anyone. I just want you to live